Hello and welcome to Soul Guidance with Adriana. I'm Adriana, I'm a self-love coach, and today I thought we would talk about courage. Courage is such an interesting word and concept, and it's something that is indispensable to the spiritual path. And I want to talk a little bit about what courage means, kind of from the standpoint of the word. So, courage comes from the Latin word cor, C-O-R, which is the heart, core, il mio core. So, that's Italian, not Latin. And anyway, so when you are acting in courage, you are acting from the heart. You're having a brave heart. And I had a piano teacher a long time ago. His name was Peter Coraggio. Peter means rock, and then coraggio is the Italian word for courage. So courageous rock. And when I think about his career and how, quite frankly, ballsy he was in doing some things that he did, he would take music, very difficult music, and learn it in less than 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, he'd be performing it at a recital in New York, public recital. So he'd go from nothing to full-on public performance he's being paid for, it's being reviewed by critics. That type of stuff takes enormous courage, enormous trust in yourself to do. So now let's go back to the spiritual path and why we're here. I think that a lot of the whole spiritual path thing gets filled with misnomers about floating in the galactic stratosphere and connecting to these higher energies, and it gets a little sparkly sometimes. But those that are really on the spiritual path are doing the hard, tough inner work. Okay, these other dimensions and things, those are important and they're part of what we do, but it all has to start from the inside, from the core of who you are, and transforming the outside so that the core of who you are can really shine through. It takes tremendous courage to make the changes to your life that the spiritual path asks you to make. Walking away from friends, walking away from relationships, walking away from work, walking away from patterns that feel comfortable and safe into spaces where you don't know what's going to happen next. It takes a tremendous amount of courage, and I really believe that this spiritual path is not for the faint of heart. So if you are on the spiritual path and you are doing the work and you're feeling yourself go through these very difficult moments, this is all part of it. Okay, the spiritual enlightenment or whatever doesn't just get handed to people. You don't just go through courses to make this happen. You have to go inside and uncover and peel away everything that is not part of your core, not part of that true heart core, to really to make progress. Okay, so I think a lot of times I used to do tarot readings at metaphysical stores, and I would see people coming in and kind of dabbling with the toys. And I don't mean this in a derogatory sense, because the reason why I'm using the word toys is because they were expecting external things to do the changes and the transformations for them. So let me just buy a money candle. Let me just buy this rock and I'll feel better about myself. Let me just do this and it will solve my relationship problems. Let me get this oil. And these things, these toys are tools. They are not toys, but the only real tool that you need is right in here. You don't need any of those things. So I was actually going to make a different video today. I was going to talk about the dark night of the soul, but my guide said, no, you need to talk about courage. Courage means stepping through fear. Courage means doing the right thing even when you are terrified of what that means. Courage means having the difficult conversation. And it means being aware of the fear that may be rising up within you and doing it anyway. When you're courageous, it doesn't mean you will never feel fear. You will probably feel more fear because you're walking through more discomfort. But the important thing to remember is that the courageous heart doesn't stop at fear. It keeps going. It keeps walking through. It keeps doing the right thing, the hard thing. So I'm not quite sure where my guides want me to go next with this, so let me just sit with them for a second. If you are still watching this video, you are that courageous heart. You have a place, you have a very special reason for being here. And what the world needs from you is not the layers of conditioning and masks and survival mechanisms that you have held on to. It needs that pure, shining light of your courageous heart. There is a reason for you being alive right now and for your heart being needed right now on this planet. And I sense that I might be making this video because you might be wavering. And just remember that even if it's hard, your heart can handle it. You can handle it. Our guides always give us what we can handle. They don't put us out of our depth. We may feel like we're out of our depth, but we can handle everything that's in front of us. And so from my heart to yours, I honor and I respect and I admire your courage so much. And I hope that this gives you a little bit more inspiration and a little bit more focus. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.